special exhibit called Places in Galicia, which will be on display in our temporary exhibition gallery until November. Before briefly telling you about the exhibit, I'd like to say a few words about the artist. New York painter Nina Talbot captures and elucidates personal histories as she integrates the depiction of individuals and their stories in her vibrant portraits. For decades, Talbot has been painting her subjects and their untold narratives, turning the seemingly ordinary into the extraordinary with her focused attention. She is shown in solo exhibitions at the Bronx Museum of Art, the Women in Military Service of America Memorial at Arlington, the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs Museum in New York City, and many other places as well. Group exhibitions include shows at the Brooklyn Museum of Art, the Bronx Museum of Art, and the Staten Island Museum. Talbot's works are in the public collections of the Brooklyn Historical Society, Procter & Gamble, and the Cape Ann Museum. In September 2015, Talbot's commissioned mural of images, interpreted from the Hebrew Scriptures, was installed at the Polish Jewish Heritage Center in Dynów, Poland. Talbot's work is a rigorous study of human life, imbued with elements of oral history, storytelling, and national and global histories, including domestic and foreign war, and immigration and migration. Now a bit about the exhibit itself, Places in Galicia. This collection of oil paintings captures Jewish life in Galicia, a historic region of Eastern Europe that was part of Poland before being annexed by Austria in 1772. After the First World War, so about 140 years later, Galicia became a part of Poland. When the Second World War began, the Soviet Union united Eastern Galicia to the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, part of the USSR. During the Shoah, Lvov, or Lviv, which had a very large Jewish community, was occupied at different points in time by the Germans and by the Soviets. It became the site of ghettoization, massacres, and deportations. Lvov was occupied by the Soviet Union in 1939 under the terms of the German-Soviet Pact, also known as the Hitler-Stalin Pact. There were over 200,000 Jews in Lvov in September 1939. Nearly 100,000 were Jewish refugees from German-occupied Poland. The Germans subsequently occupied Lvov after the invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941. Ukrainian nationalists, encouraged by German forces to take violent actions against Jews in Lvov, massacred about 4,000 Jews in early July of 1941. Another pogrom was organized in late July. For 3 days, Ukrainian militants rampaged through the Jewish districts of Lvov, taking groups of Jews to the Jewish cemetery and to a prison where they shot them. More than 2,000 Jews were murdered and thousands more were injured. In early November 1941, the Germans established a ghetto in North Lvov. German police shot thousands of elderly and sick Jews as they crossed a bridge on their way to the ghetto. In March of 1942, the Germans began deporting Jews from the ghetto to the Belzec killing center. By August 1942, more than 65,000 Jews had been deported from the ghetto and murdered. Thousands were sent for forced labor to the nearby Janoska camp. In early June 1943, the Germans destroyed the ghetto, killing thousands of Jews in the process. The remaining ghetto residents were sent to the Janoska forced labor camp or deported to Belzec. Following the war, Eastern Galicia remained a part of the USSR after 1991, part of Ukraine, while Western Polish-settled Galicia was attached to Poland. The images in these paintings present Galician places, people, and events from the mid-19th century to the present, highlighting memory and commemoration in connection with Jews in Galicia. The paintings, and they are vibrant, they are beautiful, they are poignant. They evoke memories of the Jewish communities that flourished in this part of the world and its tragic destruction at the hands of the Nazis and the war. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please give a warm welcome to Nina Talbot.